welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some different topics, points, whatever you want to call it, on gender reveals. Gender reveal parties are super popular right now. Some people love them, some people hate them, but I'm kind of neutral on the topic. I think that they can be really cute and really fun and exciting, especially for friends and family who are waiting to find out what you're having. But it can also be kind of a hassle because it's another party you have to plan, another event to plan for and invite people. So there's pros and cons, I think, to gender reveal parties and finding out the gender in general. So today I'm going to talk about my journey through finding out the gender now that we're halfway, and what our plan is as far as finding out the sex of the baby. So I'll start out by saying we are actually planning to wait to find out the gender until the baby's born. So far we've gotten kind of mixed reviews or mixed comments about this. Some people think it's great. It's not as common anymore. So usually when I tend to talk to people who are a little bit older than me, they all say, "Oh, that's so great, that's so wonderful, what a surprise, that's how it used to be, good for you." And then we have people who are maybe my age or younger who are like, "Oh my goodness, don't you need to know? Shouldn't you be planning?" and kind of freaking out. And anyone who knows me knows that I am very much a planner. I plan out every day of my life pretty much. So for some people that was a shocker that we're planning to do that. I think I had to kind of convince my husband a little bit of this because he is just anxious and excited to find out, but I think the surprise will be worth the wait. So just some points I want to make about this discussion in general are just personal preferences of mine. I think that it's a wonderful, exciting thing to find out the gender. It's just a personal choice for us that we decided to wait. But one positive thing about waiting is there are so many great options now for gender neutral stuff, whether it's clothing or nursery decor, bedding, and of course things like, your car seat or your changing table or things like that that don't really need to be gender specific anyway. There's a lot of options out these days that make it a lot easier for parents to kind of plan ahead without having to know the gender. Another, at least for me, positive aspect of waiting is it kind of avoids having other people buy a bunch of clothing or things that are super gender specific that I might not be into. It kind of helps just prevent a little bit of waste as far as that goes, of things that I wouldn't choose for myself, or just things that I don't find useful or what I don't like, I guess. Of course, we would always be super grateful for anything that anyone gifts to us, but I think this is kind of a small way of eliminating a little bit of unnecessary buying. Also, if we do decide to have another child down the road, then we already have a ton of neutral stuff that we can reuse. So we're eliminating buying things that are unnecessary while also being able to save things to use again down the road. I read something that was kind of interesting that I didn't even actually think about until I was looking into this topic a little bit more myself. Is I've heard some people say that waiting to know the gender is like an incentive for pushing. So if I end up having this baby vaginally, that it's kind of like something to push for, I guess you could say. Just a little bit extra excitement, a little bit more drive to not give up, and a little extra excitement at the end of it all. So definitely the anticipation of waiting to find out, it's going to be built up and built up and built up to that day. So it just seems like it will feel just a little extra special for us. I was debating this for a little while and talking to my husband about it for a little while, and after having spoken with my mom about this topic, which I think I mentioned before in another video, but she really solidified the idea in me that it really is such a wonderful surprise, something that you can't really have or plan for yourself in any other aspect of life. So it's definitely seeming like it's just going to be worth the wait. It's going to be worth the surprise. It's just going to be
an exciting time.
An exciting time for us to just be able to announce it's a boy or it's a girl, and just a fun, now unique way to do it. So for me, anticipating that surprise is really my main motivation for just holding it in and not giving up. Another thing too is I think for my husband, he leans towards wanting a girl a little bit more, and I am actually much more neutral on the topic. I really don't have a preference, and I feel like so many people, when I say that to, or they ask me like, well, which one do you want? And I'm like, I really don't care. I mean, I have nieces and nephews and goddaughters, and so I'm surrounded by both, and I just don't have a preference. I really just want a healthy baby at the end of it all. So for me, I really don't care. Another aspect of wanting to wait is sometimes ultrasound techs can be wrong. Sometimes it can be difficult depending on how the baby is laying in there. They can't always see 100% whether or not it's a boy or a girl. And that would be really tough, to think that you're having, a certain gender, and then all of a sudden at delivery you're being told, no, you're having the opposite. Surprise. I mean, I can only imagine how it would be amazing, obviously, because you're getting this beautiful baby at the end of it, but to go through, and let's say you're more into gender specific type stuff, you really love all the pink stuff or the blue stuff or whatever, you go hard, you plan for that boy or that girl, and you have your whole nursery decked out, all the clothes picked out, you had your gender reveal party, you had your baby shower, you're ready to go, and then you have your baby and it's the opposite. Like, ugh, talk about stressful. And like I mentioned before, gender reveal parties are so fun. I am like obsessed with watching those YouTube videos of people finding out what they're having. I think it's really fun, but I think just the thought of having a baby shower for me is enough. I mean, I'm only helping with the planning. I'm kind of just throwing ideas out there and stuff, but it's still just an extra thing to add onto your plate of trying to get people together for it. So that's just like one less thing to plan, one less party to have. Another benefit to waiting to find the gender is I'm kind of able to avoid all those really annoying gender-specific stereotypes, all those gender-specific comments that you get. I've heard this before where people will say, oh, you're having a girl? That's too bad. Your first should really be a boy. Or I like this one too, like, oh, you're having a girl? All right, so you're going to aim for a boy next time, right? It's like, I don't have any control over that. The baby comes out the way it wants to come out, the way it's meant to be, and yeah, so planning to have a specific type of gender is just not really an option, at least not for most people. And luckily I'm not, or I'm more into just super neutral stuff in general. I love like all the black and white, just black and white everything is what I'm super into right now. That's kind of the theme that we're going for the nursery. And all the little black and white onesies that I can find, I'm snatching up, because I figure if I want to add pops of color to the baby's outfits or to the nursery later, I can do that. I had someone say to me, well, don't you think it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to bond with the baby? And I thought that that was an odd question, because at least as the mother, and at least for me, I should say, the second I found out I was pregnant, well, I should say once it really sunk in that I was pregnant, I was immediately connected to that baby. I immediately felt protective over my baby, over my body, and really felt no hesitation of a connection there. I know regardless of the gender that I'm going to love this child to death. So I guess for me, knowing the gender just really didn't make a difference as far as feeling a connection or a bond to the baby. I think also too, it's been healthy for my wallet to not know the gender, because I think if I did, I would probably be spending a lot more on clothing and random other stuff. I mean, like I said, I'm super into gender neutral stuff anyway, but I'd be lying if I didn't say there's some real cute girl clothes out there, real cute like boy stuff out there. You know, I'm into like mashing those things together and making them work together anyway, but there's just some really cute baby clothes out there that I would be super excited to buy, but they're just maybe a little too specific, and I don't want to go too crazy. I think it's kind of made me take a step back from just kind of like buying whatever I think I might need, and it really makes me think about what I'm buying, if it's something I'm really going to need. And although that, like I said, there are tons of options for either gender, no matter what, there are some specific pieces, more so with clothing and stuff like that, that I feel like I'd be spending tons of money on. So that kind of helps me take a step back and take a breath and think about what I really need. Do I really need to be buying this? Is this something I'm going to need before the baby shower, after the baby shower? All that good stuff. I also feel like, for me at least personally, this has been kind of an eye-opening experience as far as helping myself take a step towards gender equality. And I know that sounds a little over the top. I'm sure I'll get some eye rolling for that, but really it has made me stop and think about things in a different way. It helps me to see things as a necessity for a child in general. It kind of helps me to see all things as neutral, whether it's clothing or toys or books. I think it's helping me to shape my own mind, to have less of a sexist mentality, because whether we try it or not, we are hardwired from birth to think boy, girl, and I think this journey of waiting to find out the gender has pushed me to think differently, and I think that that's a great thing. This baby is already changing my life for the positive, and I couldn't be happier about it. So while I'm on the topic of gender neutral stuff and black and white and all that good stuff, I am going to be doing a more detailed video of our nursery, but I kind of wanted to give a little sneak peek in this video of what we have going on so far. We're doing a lot of just cosmetic type stuff, nothing too crazy. We are renters, we don't own, so anything we're doing is really just like cosmetic and simple, and can be changed back to the way it was when we first moved in pretty easily. So I'm gonna grab this camera and take you along. Let's go. All right, here we are. So quick little sneak peek, black and white theme. As I've mentioned, we got some faux shiplap up here that can easily be taken down if we decide to move or something like that. And we kind of did a little bit of work to the closet, got a few things hanging up in there. And we just got a new rug that I'm really excited about. It's super cute. But like I said, I'm going to do a more detailed video of everything we got going on in here. That's our crib that we're going to be painting that black. It's going to be so cute. All kinds of fun black and white neutral stuff that is just so cute to me, and I can't wait to keep decorating this room a little bit more. All right, guys, thanks again for watching my video. I would love to read some comments on your gender decision, whether you decided to wait like me and my husband, or if you just couldn't take it and you needed to know. Just let me know what your journey was and why you chose to do what you did. And please, like always, like this video, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And also feel free to follow me on Instagram. I try to post photos and updates on videos and all that kind of good stuff on there. So give me a follow. I'll follow you back. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to have a mindful day.